Hello all, this is another video by Tot. It goes over AI, at least the part I read in Jeremy Kahn's Mastering AI about artists fighting back against the takeover of their art. Because, again, I use AI, but very sparingly. I don't really use it for my stories. Like, all the stories I've written and plan to write don't come from AI. I don't input anything. I don't put a prompt in. I want my stories to sink or swim, feast or famine on my merits, or lack thereof. Maybe I'm a terrible writer. That is, that's 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 a pretty good possibility to be 100% fair. I will not obfuscate that. But I got some hope from that book, a lot of hope. And one of the industries is the arts. Because you see, when you can type something in and make some type of image, mind you, with some ghastly features and more fingers and teeth than I'd like to imagine. That gives a lot of power, a lot of utility, but it doesn't give any creativity, artistry, or craftsmanship. You see, I know people who are artists, who draw, who write, some make quilts, and it's very painstakingly made. I mean, every brush has to be calculated, every idea must be put on the paper, and the idea of that taken away from us, we've been painting on cave walls forever. It's been in our blood to create, in our species. Doesn't sit well with me as an author. I can't draw, except for gorillas for some reason. Makes I love Donkey Kong so much. That's a story for another day. Anyway, I want to go over two pieces of AI tools for artists, at least in the picture writing, and one for writers at the end. Some hope. The first one is glaze, which is a type of barrier or shield that obfuscates the picture, making it appear something that it isn't, or screwing the image up intentionally so they can't track it, it can't be touched. And that's what I call a soft, I guess, attack, a soft defense, where it just makes it hard to decipher, hard to make sense of what you're looking at. I can't say it's mine if it's not mine, kind of thing, like, oh, this beautiful picture turned into a burning pile of rubble. Nobody owns it. So yeah, I really like that one. It's just for like the first defense, the first barrier. You see, if life taught me anything, you can't have just one shield or one defense. You need multiple. That's where the second one comes in. It's called Nightshade, which is more of a Trojan horse. From what I can understand, it creates bad data, or I guess overloads the AI somehow. I'm not 100% sure. I may have to look more into it, but it makes it where the image is poison, which I guess for a number of artists and writers, that's just poetic justice, poetic irony. They try to take away something that's already bad, or something that's been messed with or tampered with, and good luck, you know, false negative or anything like that. It's very fascinating to me, and it gives me hope that artists can be willing to fight back with the tools, because again, AI's arm race isn't really in, I guess, computing power, or I'd say energy use. It's in authenticity, where you have to see something and think it's real, or made to believe that. It's getting harder to tell. I mean, I think about doing some challenges and giving my results on what I think. So I study this stuff quite a lot, quite a bit, mostly for these videos, mostly for my other ends. I like making stories about AI. I like making ideas. I'm a big fan of Star Trek, Star Wars. The idea of either the celebration or bastardization of science or technology, which I don't know. I don't know. It's a very fascinating time to be alive, and me being possibly a creative casualty in it gives me some hope that there are going to be ways to fight against it. For instance, with writers and publishers, I don't think you can copyright AI books due to their nature of being scraped and taking from several million other works, if not more, and try to post as your own. That's just, listen. The real thing I really learned from college is how to cite a paper, and I always cite stuff or tell people about it. I don't ever want to get caught plagiarizing. You know, it's not good. It's not good. And I don't like that when people try to plagiarize other people. It's another thing I don't like. I don't ever use creative AI too much, mostly for marketing, ideas to get the word out. That's about my use case for it. I'm not going to write a prompt saying, give me a story with a genie, a man, or anything. I don't want to do that, you know? And plus, there's ways of checking for AI in writing, which I'm going to study more of and give you the details on that, which I'd love to know that because I actually tried to read a book of an AI book, and I didn't know it was AI, okay? I didn't know. I had no idea. I'm not going to out the book with a person who wanted me to read it, but I am kind of ashamed that I bought it. Okay, it was my mistake. Happens to the best of us. Where it would change characters mid sentence or mid paragraph, where the character watching another character would somehow turn into that character, or they'd put different races for some reason in it, and just you could tell something was off. My uncanny valley senses were tingling something fierce. It was like a freaking Geiger counting. This is radioactive. I got about. It was a fantasy novel. I got about a third of the way, about a fourth, maybe a little less, and I had to put the thing down. It was hurting my intelligence. It was actively harming me, and that's why I don't like doing that. I don't ever want to do that with AI. Post it and make it my own because that's just not possible with AI from the core of it. When it's again is trained and learns by other works. I mean, we have enough problems now with creativity, originality, content thieves, stuff like that. Another thing that breaks my heart is that YouTube really rewards the AI slop, where shorts are now being more popular on YouTube, which I'm just saying people that want to maybe get into YouTubing. Again, this is more of a hobby to get my thoughts down, to reach out to people, get more people to read my books, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. That'd be nice, but I'm not betting on it. And yeah, I don't know about that. I don't want to make AI slop. I don't want to make a bunch of shorts that take and take and take and just do little changes here and there, it's not moral, it's not ethical. I don't want to be behind that. And again, if my stories are good or bad, I'd like it to just be me using my voice, the expression, platform, whatever, and just making it my own. Because I don't think originality is dying, it's just stagnating for now. I think the need for stories will outweigh all technology. Again, we've been painting pictures in caves before the dawn of possibly voices, and way before electricity and technology, and what we take for granted might come back angry or feeling ungrateful, and I don't want that to happen. So, this is my video on Hope for Artists with Glaze and Nightshade and not being able to copyright books made by AI. Yet. I don't know if that'll change. I hope not. We're getting some very murky waters with all this legality and ethics, and again, I would call myself an AI ethicist or ethics man, if nothing else, because again, I have a health promotion degree, and I don't think relying on technology is very healthy. Rots the mind and the soul. But to each their own. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day.